guys, I mean, we're not really liable for anything you're putting on.
What the heck is this? $400 fence. What? Why'd you cut through it? It just kind of pushed me over the edge. We're back out here at the barn dominium, and believe it or not, we are about 50% done with this project. The other 50% is some custom Pecky Cypress millwork down in the basement. We will be documenting that for you guys. We haven't really shared much of this. There's a lot of cool details here as far as trim, and I wish we had time to do it, but time is a factor here. So that's not what this is about today though. Today, I just kind of want to give you guys just a review of DeWALT and just why I will never buy another DeWALT tool again. And just hear me out on this. As you guys know, I have essentially an arsenal of DeWALT stuff. I mean, it's all scattered here from stuff we've been using today, and this isn't even all of it. I like DeWALT. Don't think of this as me, slandering DeWALT. Here's what happened to me though, and here's why it just kind of pushed me over the edge. If you've been following along with some of my videos, you know I had this saw go out twice. The motor on this went out. The first time we took it in, got it replaced, $325. Less than a year later, it went out again. This was recently, this was in the past few months. So then I was like, okay, what are my options? This thing went out for the second time. I can buy another miter saw, or I could put another $325 in because that's what they were wanting. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy another miter saw because they're like $1,000. Just pay the other $325 and let's move on. So we did it. We took it to factory service, $325. Great, let's move on with our lives, right? Everything's golden. Well, not really, because we were told by a rep, hey, when you get this back, don't use the AC adapter. The AC adapter is where you take the two batteries off and then you can run it with the cord. Just use it with batteries from now on. And I was like, so there's a known issue with this thing. And they said, yeah, there's a known issue that if you're running it on the AC adapter, the motor's gonna go out. And I'm thinking like, so you just made me pay, I didn't say this because I'm not a jerk. I was just thinking like, so you just made me pay $750 for a known issue because of the two motor replacements. And I was just like, what the heck? But it's okay, whatever. I just won't buy another saw from DeWALT. I'm gonna move on with this one, just use it as far as it'll go, and then I'm going to another brand, probably Makita, because I like the Makita in the shop. So we get this thing back, and John picks it up, we bring it back to the shop, we're loading it back in my truck, and I look at it, and I test it out, okay, it works. And I look at my Kaizen fence, I'm like, what the heck is this? So what they did is they cut through my Kaizen fence right here. You can see not having any proof, but just kind of thinking what I would do if I saw this fence on a miter saw. They probably played around with it and just saw how it moves in and out and everything. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool, It's got these cams back here that lock it down. So they're probably looking at this Kaizen fence because they're interested in it. Again, this is all theory because I wasn't there. I'm thinking when they replaced the motor, they went to test it out and they went down and cut the Kaizen fence. They cut through the fence. And I was just like jaw dropped, like, that's a $400 fence. What? Why'd you cut through it? So what I ended up doing was calling them and seeing if they could help me out, see what happened, what they could do with it.
Service, can I get you to hold for a moment?
Sure.
Thank you.
No problem. I was telling the other person that I had dropped off a miter saw a few weeks ago to get the motor replaced, and I had an aftermarket Kaizen fence on it, and I noticed that when we got it back, it was cut through. It's an aluminum fence. I don't know if they probably didn't do it on purpose, but it is a $400 fence. That kind of stinks,
So it came in with an aftermarket fence?
Yes. It's like attaches to the factory fence, so it had both fences on there. What I think happened is they probably tried to because the motor was out, and when they put the new motor on, I'm guessing they probably just okay, let's test it out. And then It cut through it.
So there was a blade on it?
Yes.
Usually if they test something, they won't usually test it with the blade on it. They just want to run the motor and make sure it works. And even if they did run it with the blade, they wouldn't have went down into a chopping motion with it, because we don't cut any wood with it.
Oh, okay.
We always tell people, if you have aftermarket accessories on this stuff, since we're factory authorized, I mean, we're not really liable for anything you're putting on.
I feel like they did it. They should be responsible for it and at least pay me for half of it. And that's what I asked them. Do you think they would be able to do anything for me on it, or?
Don't do any kind of refund or anything for an aftermarket part.
The fence is $400, but since they only cut through one side, it would be like a $200 like reimbursement or something.
I don't have any way of doing anything like that, sir.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd call and ask. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks. And that's pretty much where we are right now. It's just bad business. And I'm like, there's plenty of others out there. And I'm already heavy into Milwaukee. And that's probably like when these tools go out, when this goes out, Milwaukee. When this goes out, Milwaukee. When this goes out, Milwaukee. Across the board, right? For the job site stuff. And as you know, with my shop stuff, I'm kind of moving all that to Festool. So there's my review of DeWALT. All this stuff is good. Again, like I said in the beginning, I'm not trashing this or gonna smash it and burn it because I'm mad. I'm not gonna be petty like that. But I just feel like, hey, you made a mistake, you know, just pay for it. You know, it's not a big deal. It's just unfortunate because I really like them. I will continue to wear the DeWalkie shirts just because the whole thing with that was just like, don't have brand loyalty or be a tool snob in general. So that still stands. Just kind of feel screwed over. So we'll see you guys next time.